Welcome to our tutorial on the rectangular pattern command. First, let's activate the rectangular pattern tool. Now we'll select the object to pattern. Let's expand the specification tree. We've got pad 3 here, or I can select it from the specification tree too. Now I'll select this edge as my reference element. And here's a preview. Let's specify the number of instances now. We'll increase it to 7. We can also specify the spacing between the instances. Let's say 15 millimeters. If we want to change the direction, we can use this arrow. Or we can press the reverse button. Let's preview. I can also click on this point to remove some instances. Let's preview. And click OK. Let's activate the rectangular pattern tool again. Under Object to Pattern, we have Rectangular Pattern 1 pre-selected. Under Reference Element, let's select this edge. Let's reverse the direction. Number of instances, 3. Tab and preview. And OK. Let's right-click and delete Rectangular Pattern 2. Now let's double-click on Rectangular Pattern 1. Here we can choose the Second Direction tab. For the reference element, let's select this edge. We'll reverse the direction and click Preview. We can deselect individual instances. Click Preview. Let's enable them again. Preview. And OK. Let's double-click on Rectangular Pattern 1 again. Let's click the More button at the bottom of the definition window. Here we can specify the rotation angle. Let's preview. We can move the pattern by row in directions 1 and 2. Preview. Let's undo. Enter 0 here. Tab and preview. Let's collapse the window. Under Parameters, we've got 4 different choices: instances and length. You see now that the spacing value field is grayed out, but the value is still 15 millimeters. If I go back to instances and spacing, now length is grayed out, but we still see the 90 millimeter value that I'd entered earlier. Choose spacing and length to be able to modify both fields. But with this option, the number of instances is grayed out. Our last option is instances and unequal spacing. In this case, length is grayed out. To better illustrate this example, let's reduce the number of instances. Spacing, let's space it out a little more, 25, tab, and preview. Okay, see what happened? Spacing 1 is 25, but spacing 2 remains 15, and spacing 3 is also 15. I can click on the spacing value field and change the value to, for example, 30. Preview. Now we have a spacing of 30, and here we have a spacing of 25. If I click here, I can change the value right here. Or I can change the value here. Second direction. The same options are applicable for the second direction. And let's click OK. We're going to have a look at a different part document for a moment to illustrate one more option. Let's expand the specification tree. Now activate the rectangular pattern command. Under Object to Pattern, let's select Pad 2. Reference element. Let's select this edge. By the way, we can also right-click here to select from a number of additional options. Create line, select axes, and so on. Now click OK and watch what happens. These instances are sitting in air. Let's double-click on rectangular pattern 1 to make some modifications. This time, let's check Keep Specifications. Preview. And now we see the instances extend up to the face. Alright, let's click OK. We can understand the reason for this behavior if we open Pad 2. Pad 2 was created using the Up to Next limit type. Click OK. Basically, what's happened here? Each instance is looking for a limit. In this case, the face. And this concludes our tutorial on the rectangular pattern command.